They watched him from the window, 4 faces, a family he had loved for 7 years, and then, one by one, they turned away. The moving truck was already full, boxes stacked to the ceiling, a whole life packed into cardboard and tape. But somewhere in all that packing, they forgot one thing: him. His name was Marmalade, a soft ginger tabby with tired amber eyes, and he sat on that cold porch watching the only home he had ever known drive away. He didn't understand. How could he? He waited by the door that first night, certain they would come back, certain this was all a mistake, but morning came and the driveway was still empty. What happened over the next 3 weeks will break your heart and then slowly, gently put it back together again. Because Marmalade wasn't done, not yet. Let me rewind, because to understand this story, you have to know what he lost. For 7 years, Marmalade had a family, 2 children who dragged him around like a stuffed toy, a warm bed by the radiator, a yellow food bowl that was always, always full. He wasn't a fancy cat, just an ordinary orange tabby from an ordinary street, but he loved that family with everything he had. He greeted them at the door, he slept on their feet, he purred them to sleep on the hard nights. To him, they were the whole world. But people change, jobs move, leases end, and somewhere along the way, a decision was made in a conversation Marmalade never heard. We can't take him. Someone will find him. He'll be fine. He would not be fine, not for a very long time. The day the truck pulled away, Marmalade did the only thing he knew how to do. He stayed. He sat by that empty porch, waiting for headlights that never came. The first night was the coldest. He curled against the front door, pressing his small body to the wood. He could still smell them on the other side. He waited for the click of the lock, the warm rush of air, a familiar voice calling his name. Nothing. By the second day, the hunger set in. The yellow bowl was gone, packed away in a box he would never find. So he searched. Trash cans, storm drains, the undersides of parked cars. His beautiful orange coat, once brushed and shining, grew matted and dull. His ribs began to show, and still, every single night, he returned to that porch. Because maybe, just maybe, tonight would be the night they came home. Then came the storm. The rain fell in cold, heavy sheets. The wind howled down the empty street, and Marmalade pressed himself flat against that door, soaked to the bone, shivering so hard he could barely breathe. He had never been this cold. He had never been this alone. A lesser cat would have given up that night, would have crawled away and let the world win. But not him. He held on. He waited through every dark and freezing hour until the gray light of dawn finally crept over the rooftops. He survived. Somehow he survived. The neighbors saw him, of course they did, but a thin orange stray is an easy thing to look past. He's not our problem. Somebody must be feeding him. He'll move on eventually. But he didn't move on. He couldn't. That porch was the last place he had been loved, and he was not ready to let it go. Stories like this are exactly why we do what we do, because someone has to see the ones the whole world walks past. Days turned into a week, then 2. The autumn air grew sharper, and the rain came more often now. Marmalade grew thinner, quieter, slower. The bright-eyed cat who once greeted a family at the door was fading, little by little, night by night. And then, across the street, a curtain moved. An old man had been watching. His name was Arthur, 78 years old, a widower who had lived alone in that little house since the winter his wife passed. He wasn't a cat person, he would tell you so himself. His days were quiet, his routines were small, coffee at 6, the newspaper at 7, and a silence in the house that never quite went away. But every morning for 2 weeks, Arthur had watched that orange cat return to the empty home across the road, waiting, hoping, refusing to give up.
And something about it would not leave him alone. I see you're still not subscribed, and honestly, that breaks my heart a little. If Arthur's story is starting to move you, just hit that button. It only takes a second. Because what Arthur did next would change 2 lives forever. One cold, gray morning, Arthur put on his heavy coat. He filled a small dish with warm milk and a little tuna, and slowly, carefully, he crossed the road. Marmalade went stiff. Weeks of hunger had made him wary. He backed against the door, ready to bolt. But Arthur didn't chase him. He didn't reach. He simply set the dish down on the porch step and sat. "Take your time, little one," he said softly. "I've got nowhere else to be." Minutes passed. Then, slowly, Marmalade crept forward. He ate like he hadn't eaten in days, because he hadn't. And when he finished, he looked up at this stranger with those tired amber eyes. For the first time in weeks, someone looked back. Arthur returned the next morning, and the next. Each day he sat a little closer. Each day Marmalade trusted a little more, until one rainy afternoon, the cat did something that stopped the old man's heart. He climbed into Arthur's lap and he began to purr. That sound, that deep, rumbling, broken, then mended purr, it filled a silence Arthur had carried for years. "Well," Arthur whispered, his voice shaking, "I suppose you'd better come inside then." He opened his door, and Marmalade walked in. The house that had been silent for so long was silent no more. There was the soft thud of paws in the hallway now, a warm weight at the foot of the bed, a little orange shadow that followed Arthur from room to room, never letting him out of sight. Because Marmalade knew what it was to be left behind, and he had decided with everything in him that he would never leave this man. Some stories are simply too good to keep to yourself. The vet said he would make a full recovery, a little underweight, a little scarred, but healthy and loved. Finally, completely loved. Arthur bought him a brand new bowl, a yellow one, and it is always full now. These two spend their evenings together by the window, an old man who thought his loving days were behind him, and a cat who thought he had been forgotten forever. Neither one of them is alone anymore. Marmalade still watches the road sometimes, but not with fear now, just with a quiet kind of peace, as if he finally understands that this is home, that he was never really unwanted. He was just waiting for the right door to open. If you are ever thinking of adopting, please remember this. The ones nobody wanted are so often the ones who love the hardest. They know exactly what they were saved from, and they never, ever forget it. Arthur used to say the house felt empty after his wife passed. He doesn't say that anymore. "He didn't rescue me," Arthur likes to tell his neighbors, that little orange cat curled up in his arms. "We rescued each other." And maybe that is the truth of the whole thing. Maybe the ones the world leaves behind are exactly the ones who have been waiting to save us right back. His family looked at him and saw something they could leave. Arthur looked at him and saw something worth keeping. Same cat, same tired eyes, two completely different endings. So let me ask you something before you go. Did Arthur choose Marmalade that cold morning, or did Marmalade choose him all along? What do you truly believe? Let me know down in the comments.